This man works 2.5 hours a day, then he's done. And you're working 5 times more than him. Right now, deep in the rainforest of Cameroon, Mokambi is taking a nap. He's Baka, one of the last hunter-gatherers on Earth. They live exactly how every human lived for 300,000 years. Each day takes about 2.5 hours just to survive. Hunting, gathering, cooking, that's it. Most of us hit that mark before lunch. No one has ever told them to be somewhere at a specific time. No clocks, no bosses, no alarms. Can you imagine that? They barely have heart disease or diabetes. And they laugh with their families more in one afternoon than you do all week. Every researcher who's lived with them says the same thing. They look way happier than we are. So what do they actually do all day? Let's walk through one. In 1961, Colin Turnbull went to live with the Baka. He timed every single activity down to the minute. The result? About 15 hours of work per week. 15 hours. Did you hear that? Just 15 hours. Your ancestors didn't have a boss. They didn't pay rent. They didn't even have a word for weekend. Because every day was already basically the weekend. Sunrise. You wake up. The sky gets lighter, the temperature shifts, the camp stirs around you. You sleep on a hide spread over flattened grass. A small fire still glows. Someone fed it in the middle of the night. Everything you own fits in one bag. A digging stick, a bow, a few hides. Maybe some beads from your daughter or your sister. About 25 to 30 people live in your camp. You know every single face. Everyone. You've known them your whole life. Your grandmother sleeps a few feet away from your kids. No one has a clock. Seriously, not one person. The first hour is just talking. That's all. Anthropologist Polly Wiesner documented this. The Baka spend hours every day just chatting. This isn't pointless gossip. These conversations are the operating system of the camp. Who's sleeping with who? Tell me. Who took more than their share yesterday? Who told the best joke last week? Who's been quiet for too long and might be sick? This is also their entire legal system. The way the Baka keep order is by talking about each other. If a man hoards meat, people make jokes about him. They keep joking until he stops. If a woman breaks a promise, the whispers spread through the whole camp. The gossip travels as far as a day's walk. If you become unbearable, eventually no camp will take you. That's the harshest punishment anyone can face. And it almost never has to be used. In 1969, Colin Turnbull saw this happen to himself. He had lived with the Baka for years. When the holidays came, he wanted to do something nice for them. He bought the biggest, fattest wild pig he could find. He brought the pig back to camp. The Baka made fun of that gift for weeks. They said the pig was too skinny, the meat would be terrible. They said Turnbull wasted everyone's time. Turnbull was confused. He had checked the pig carefully. That pig was perfect. Seriously perfect. Finally, he asked an old man what was going on. The old man explained, when a hunter brings home a big kill, the camp never celebrates. They mock it. They say the kill is tiny, the meat is worthless. The bigger the kill, the harder they mock. That's how they keep hunters from thinking they're better than others. They did the same thing to Turnbull. He brought a huge gift, so they had to cut him down to size. No one is allowed to feel above anyone else. Every joke, every complaint, every whispered story is a tool for keeping everyone equal. We build prisons. They just talk to each other. Late morning. The men gather to hunt. Hunting is dramatic. But it's also unreliable. Most hunters come home empty-handed. Most. A successful kill happens maybe once every few days. Sometimes even less. A Baka hunter might walk 18 miles in a day. He tracks a wounded animal for hours. Then he loses it. Comes home with a sore back. A few small birds. Nothing special. But when they do connect, they connect hard. Their arrows are tipped with poison from desert rose sap. Shoot, then track the animal for hours while the poison works. They've taken down antelope, even giraffes, this way. And hey, hunters aren't the ones who feed the camp. Women are the ones who feed the camp. Among the Baka, women provide more than half the calories. They go out in groups of 3 to 8 every day. They climb, dig, and gather. They bring back steady food that doesn't depend on luck. The walk back home is where the real gossip happens. Men feast your eyes. Women fill your belly. The best gatherers in camp are usually the grandmothers. Women in their 50s and 60s bring back the most. Many still walk 3 to 5 miles well into their 70s. Anthropologists call this the grandmother hypothesis. It explains why women live for decades after menopause. Grandmothers feeding their grandkids made the whole species more successful. The kids come along. A 3-year-old plays with a small digging stick next to her mother, who's digging up the day's food. By 6, she can find food on her own. By 10, she's contributing meaningfully to the family. By 8, a boy can go hunting alone. Comes back with a bird. No big deal. Anthropologist David Lancy studied dozens of traditional communities. Kids play in mixed-age groups. Older kids teach younger kids. Adults rarely interfere. A child who falls usually gets picked up by another child. A child who asks a question usually gets answered by an older sibling. That's how human children learn for hundreds of thousands of years. Midday. The first food returns to camp. It gets shared immediately. No hoarding allowed. If a man kills a large animal, he doesn't own it. He distributes it. The hunter often gets the worst cut. Everyone else gets the rest. Anthropologists say this constant sharing built the human brain. Tracking who gave what to whom, who skipped a turn, who stepped up. That's social math no other species ever needed. Generosity is your savings account. Afternoon. After eating, the camp slows down. Midday is hot. Nobody works through the heat. They nap, sit in the shade. They repair arrows, weave grass into baskets. They pick lice from each other's hair. Sounds gross, right? But it takes an hour, and it's an excuse to be close to people you love. If you need to go to the bathroom, you walk into the bushes. No toilet paper. There are leaves, sand, water. No big deal. If you're a woman and you're on your period, you use soft grass or moss. Some groups isolate menstruating women. The Baka don't. If you want to have sex, you have sex. No shame attached. There's privacy when people want it, but no heavy taboo. Conflicts still happen sometimes. They're human, you know. Affairs, jealousy, stolen tools. But the way conflicts end is different. You can pack everything you own in 15 minutes and walk to another camp. Most disputes end with one party simply leaving. The Bushmen call this voting with your feet. Can't stand someone? Go somewhere else for a few weeks. By the time you come back, the heat has passed. Most of us can't do that with a mortgage and a job. Late afternoon. The pace picks up again. People visit other camps, walk a few miles. See relatives, trade gossip, maybe arrange a marriage. The same handful of camps stay connected this way, year after year. By adulthood, you personally know over 100 people. Every single one. Their names, their full history. The hunters return. Did they get anything today? Most days, no. The women who gathered all day quietly become the heroes. Whenever the hunters come back empty-handed, which is most of the time, evening, cooking starts. Roasting roots in the coals, boiling meat in skin pouches with hot stones. Splitting fruit, chewing seeds soft for the children. Then comes the meal. The whole camp. Everyone together. They've done this together every night for 300,000 years. This isn't paradise. They get sick, they bury children. They lose people they love, they fight and grieve like anyone. But there's one kind of suffering they don't seem to know. The modern ache, working a job you don't believe in to pay for a life that never quite arrives. Lying awake comparing yourself to strangers you suspect are happier. In the late 1960s, one anthropologist called them the original affluent society. He didn't mean they had wealth. They had almost nothing. He meant they had time. We made trades. Real trades. Vaccines, antibiotics, refrigerators, indoor plumbing. Longer lives, fewer children dying. 4 out of 10 kids used to die before age 5. Now it's different. Real wins. No one's saying go back. But we also made trades we don't talk about. Farming. Work that someone else owns. Bosses. Bills. You inherited their bodies. The same nervous system, same need for sun, sleep, touch, and time to do absolutely nothing. We're still hunter-gatherers. We just stopped doing it. Subscribe if you want more stories like this.